So here we go, guys. We have some data mines made by Zabi that found some stuff that I couldn't find with my own eyes. That we had an update that we had with the update with the dev today. Okay, so we're gonna check it out, the most important ones, the bigger ones, starting with the SU-25 SM3 over here. That with its imaging system over here, he received a buff. So now it actually goes around 10 to 15 more, no, it's even more than that, it's 25% more zoom. So we can go up to like 49 times, before it was 36, right? So it is much better, and you can zoom in on targets that are much farther away, okay? As you can see, so very cool to see this, of course. So yeah, another one is that they added the rangefinder for the T-58, the new premium tank for the US, right? So you can measure a little bit quicker, and of course it will give you an exact distance, so that you can actually fire on targets and get kills from further away, okay? Of course it's one of those coaxial visual ones, right? And not a laser rangefinder, but it's still pretty interesting to see something like this. That helps a lot, I think, like this, right? So yeah, 600, for example. I don't know if it's gonna penetrate there, but yeah, see? So very cool, right? Very cool. Another one, a very small change here for this Sumpt. It actually got the proper engine on it, the French model. So it properly has the Renault engine, which is interesting to see. So some small fixes done to it. Another one for the T-58 is now it has a lower reload as well. So I don't know if you noticed, but look at this. It has basically, the max reload is like 2.57, right? Before it was 3.85. So as you can see, much faster, and you can deploy much more rounds, many more rounds, right? In a very fast manner, I'm gonna say. This thing is kind of scary with this reload. Yeah, it's crazy. But then, of course, you run out of shots, and then you have to wait for the autoloader to load up again. So you might as well make those shots count when you have. Another thing for the BMD4, the M2 variant, the new one, right? It has an improved reload. So it was 5 seconds before, now it's 4 with the main, the main cannon. So you can see it is pretty fast, I gotta say. And when it has to reload the missile, it was 5 seconds, and now it's fixed. So it now is 10 seconds. Okay, so as you can see, it takes a lot more time to have the missile being reloaded, as you see. Which makes sense, of course, right? It's a bigger thing, everything, it just makes sense, right? And something that I told you guys today that I found that it was pretty interesting, but now we can know for sure. The base lock on the ground, for the AGM-179 is now 20 kilometers. So if you remembered, we had like a 10 kilometer mark or 11.5 mark before, which was really underperforming. So now you can actually properly lock at a longer range. I already showed this today, but it is good to know that it's 20 kilometers. Of course, the missile doesn't have that range, but still, it is good to have. Another thing is for the missile launcher on the Charles F. Adams, right? The new missile launcher, as you can see right here, he received some changes. So now he has the missile launcher changed to the Mark 11 missile launcher, reducing the reload to 20 seconds instead of the 30, right? And also you can guide the missile, guide 2 missiles at once, basically, right? So, yeah, a little bit better. So as you can see right here, let's see if both of them guide. Well, the first one didn't guide properly, so I guess it isn't working too much. I don't know. But it says that it's supposed to be guiding 2 missiles kind of at once. Like, max currently guided missiles are now limited to 2. So technically you could be able to fire it like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least the reload is faster. And again, guys, the armor, of course, of the Oplot got better. It's not fully ready yet, but it got better. I already showed that in another video. But one thing that I forgot to mention is that they increased the amount of elevation speed to 4.5 degrees per second. with an A screw, right? So it was 3.5, so now we will move up and down a little bit better. Not by much, but I mean, doesn't change much, but yeah, it's a buff at the end of the day, right? Another thing that I forgot to mention in the T58 is that the turret rotation speed got increased to 36 degrees instead of the 18 from before. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. Much better than what it was before. So another thing that it's pretty interesting, we are here with the SAMP-T. It actually got a buff on the data link channel. So now it has 16 data link channels. It means that you can, you know, fire on more than 4 targets. Before it was 4 targets, right? Now you can fire on, you know, many targets, 16 targets at once, maintaining the TWS lock for the missile to continue to go to the targets, okay? So yeah, of course here I only have 4 targets, but you get the point, right? So you will be able to fire on 16 targets. Unfortunately, the range of it is still not fixed, but yeah. One that it's actually properly fixed, if I'm not mistaken, is this thing. So the Sky Saber now has the same buff. So in the terms of data link channels, it has 24 now, so you can fire on multiple targets at once with, you know, many missiles, and they will all continue to track the way that you want, okay? 24 of them you can fire at once, okay? Plus, they increased the range of the radar, of the Giraffe radar, so that it can actually go up to 65 kilometers. So it's the buff that, of course, will probably be added for the SAMP-T as well. And also, they increased the amount of TWS targets. You can track up to 400 targets, which is insane if you ask me, but yeah. And the scope range sets got increased a little bit. I mean, it got better. So 10, 20, 60, and 100 kilometers, okay? But yeah, 65 kilometers is the max range, more or less, of this radar. So above that, of course, needs to happen for the European, the other ones, like the French and Italian SAMP-Ts, right? And the same goes for the Buck as well. We are here with the Buck. It also got an improvement on the data link channel. So it's supposed to have 18 channels and then 6 channels. I didn't understand exactly, but they have more channels. I would assume that one is for the launcher, one is for the radar, but it both, like, all of them are gonna have more, you know, more ways to, more targets that you can actually track at the same time, right? And you can do this type of craziness so that you can get multiple kills at once if you want. They added an ejection seat for the Yak-38, so yeah. Funny thing is that in real life, this thing actually had an automatic ejection seat. What that means is that if you noticed when you were in a VTOL, or if you noticed too many damage or something, I think it's more for the VTOL, when the aircraft was, you know, started to roll uncontrollably or something like that while hovering, the ejection seat would automatically deploy. Which means that if you are in a hover and you roll too much in real life, you would automatically, you know, eject the pilot. Imagine how scared that pilot would be if something like that would happen. It would be crazy. An interesting thing is that they decreased the amount of countermeasures that the Guardian Apache actually uses. Now it uses 90 instead of the 102 from before. And that's kind of it, guys. They are trying to add, for example, for the F-18s, the fuel dumping and everything. So yeah, many things that are getting fixed, many things that are getting added. But that's kind of it for today, guys. I know, not a lot, but some fixes that were hoped for, like, for example, the radar ones and stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments. And of course, I see you guys maybe tomorrow to, I mean, tomorrow, yes, but I don't know if I'm going to do another video today. Maybe I want to do one video, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it today. But yeah, I see you guys tomorrow with more news, more new stuff. So I see you guys. Bye. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment.